Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. We're looking at all three sides of the connection. We've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it. The concept being that there are three sides to every story. So we're looking at your perspective, their perspective, and this higher level unbiased perspective in the middle, really looking at what is the deeper purpose of this connection and what is the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. As always, I've gone ahead and pulled the overall energy for the reading and clarified those messages, as well as the overall theme for the reading, which we'll jump into in just a second. But I do have a different tarot deck I'll be using for each side of the connection, as well as the advice deck that I'll be using in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. On that note, these energies can be swapped, so the whole reading can be reversed. So if you end up resonating more with the energy to my right than to my left, or if you're a cross watcher, vice versa, just know that's totally fine and totally normal. Again, the point is to take what helps your situation and leave the rest. All right, Sagittarius, on your side of this connection, you have unlocked potentials with the Two of Cups. You have a lot of love for this person and for this connection, and you see, you very much see this person's potential. And I feel like what I kind of think is cool about the way that this is coming through is it feels like the potential you see in them is also potential that exists within you too. So that's why I feel like the connection is so strong, because you see this potential in them that literally mirrors the potential that you see in yourself. And I think that that's why, like I said, that things are so strong here. However, I don't feel like that potential has been reached in this connection, or if you're dealing with a past connection, again, take it as it resonates, then I don't think it was ever reached, because I feel like the potential is still kind of dangling here. But because this person, there are regrets with the Three of Swords. So this person has regrets about something, some way that they acted in this connection. I feel like they hurt you, and I feel like they know that, and I feel like they regret doing that. But I don't know if they're necessarily like doing anything about that, like if they're actually, making any changes to themselves or doing what they need to heal or whatever the case is. I don't know that yet, but I do feel like they regret hurting you for sure. Now, in between this connection, you have trust the universe with the Judgment in reverse, and the overall theme for the reading is trust. So I thought that was kind of interesting, because the Judgment in reverse is an energy of needing to look beyond the circumstances of what's going on to like the truth of the matter. What this is trying to teach you, the deeper purpose, which this middle energy really is looking at that deeper purpose. So the overall like truth of this is the universe is asking you to trust that what is happening in this connection is happening for your highest good, even if you're not able to see that because of how things are unfolding. But I do definitely feel like, I just feel like there's a lot more, and I feel like I say this a lot, but I just feel like there's a lot more going on here than like meets the eye, than just like the surface level aspect of what's gone down in this connection. So let's see. This is for Sagittarius' side of this connection, clarifying unlocked potentials with the Two of Cups. This is Sagittarius' side of the connection to the person they are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. This is Sagittarius' side of this connection. Sagittarius' side of this connection, please. This is for Sagittarius' side of this connection toward the person they are dealing with. Sagittarius' side of the connection. Ooh. Okay. So there was a tower that took place. Something happened here. A fight, a betrayal, an argument. I don't know. Fight and argument, I guess, are kind of the same. But something happened. Something took place in this connection. And I feel like since this tower happened, it's been really difficult for you to know how to handle this connection, because I feel like you saw this potential, and then I feel like this tower, whatever this was like an opposing energy to that potential. So whatever this tower was, it seems like it pushed things further away from the potential that you saw than anything. But I actually want to clarify this Five of Swords in reverse, because I don't know, it's kind of an interesting energy to clarify the tower with. Clarifying this Five of Swords in reverse. Oh, okay. All right. So the Five of Swords in reverse to me is a need to kind of work through because there's the Judgment in reverse, which is the same as that Judgment in reverse in the middle. Okay. So what I was saying, sorry, a lot came through at once there. Five of Swords in reverse energy is the need to work through a victim mentality. Now, when I say that, bear with me, don't just turn this reading off, because I'm not saying you're not a victim. I'm not saying that you have not been treated poorly in this connection, or that something hasn't happened, or that you're not justified in the way that you're feeling, because you are. However you feel is how you're supposed to feel. You're justified, you're validated. But I also feel like there's a bigger reason as to why this tower took place. Because again, the universe is asking you to trust that this is happening for your highest good. Because I actually feel, and you might be like, how the hell is this tower happening for my highest good? We don't know yet, right? We're gonna kind of continue to try to uncover that. But I do feel like this isn't necessarily like what's going on here isn't necessarily just about what happened. Like, there is a reason behind how things are unfolding here. Sagittarius' side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Sagittarius' side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. So Sagittarius' side of this connection. Okay. Yeah, because this is blessing in disguise kind of energy. Wheel of Fortune in reverse, Four of Swords in reverse, Page of Swords in reverse. I actually very much feel as if your soul, your energy in general, but your soul has been slowly drained from this connection. And I feel like the more that your soul was drained, the more you clung to the potential of what this could be. So, for instance, you see this potential, you keep getting treated poorly, but you keep holding on to that potential, saying this is worth it. It's worth it. This is worth it. It's worth feeling this way. This connection is worth it. But then eventually you kind of got to this place, especially after this tower took place, where you're like, freaking, is this worth it? And I feel like that's why I don't know why, but this tower, it feels like a blessing in disguise, because it feels as if this is trying to point you to a deeper truth of what's really going on in this connection. Now, with the Page of Swords in reverse, I don't feel as if you've been very vocal in this connection regarding how it has made you feel, like how it has drained you and how it has affected you. I feel like it's kind of this energy of, getting treated a certain way or experiencing a certain kind of energy, whatever this person regrets, right? Experiencing that kind of energy and just kind of trying to smile or love them through it. Which, we always want to give as much love as we can to the people around us, especially the people that do hurt us. But we can't give out so much love to other people that we forget that we are just as deserving as of that same love. And I feel as if it's almost like there's a part of you that's like, if I sacrifice what I need now, or if I just continue to hold on to what this could be, eventually I'm going to be happy. Eventually I'm going to be loved. But through this, through that, your soul is just slowly being drained and depleted through this. So I feel like this tower was almost like a long time coming, in a way. I don't feel Like, it might feel like it happened out of the blue, but I actually feel as if the Tower was a result of how drained you were, because it kind of feels like, I don't want to say like a last straw, but almost like an awakening of some sort for you to be like, okay, what's really going on here? So you took like a deeper look at things. Sagittarius' side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. This is Sagittarius' side of this connection. Sagittarius' side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. You showed up in this as this Queen of Cups kind of energy. Could be dealing with a water sign. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Absolutely do not have to be, because I actually feel like this Queen of Cups is you showing up in this as a very, like, as nurturing, as kind, and as loving as possible. And I feel like there was a part of you that was like, as long as I show up as, like, the best version of myself, the most loving version of myself, then I'm destined to receive the love that I deserve. Now, that's true. Absolutely, 100% true. But it's less about the love that you show up in this world with, and more about the love that you give to yourself, which then, reflects the love that you show up with. We can only love other people to the extent we love ourselves first. And in this connection, I feel like because you have so much love for this person, it almost feels like you were willing to do or be whatever it was that they needed, whatever emotional support they needed, or like even just like other forms of support. Like, you were willing to be whatever form of support that they needed. And then you were just waiting for that to be returned. And you were like, man, if this person could support me emotionally, or show up in this the way that as I am, then things could be so good. And it's like you saw this potential of like, what they could be, or what this could be if they did that. And you had a lot of hope for that potential. But I just feel like over time, like I said, your soul's been drained, and then this Tower eventually kind of took place here. Sagittarius' side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Sagittarius' side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. There we go. This is for Sagittarius' side of this connection, please. Sagittarius' side of the connection. Ooh, okay. Ooh, okay. Okay. What was that? Okay. I mean, you have the Ten of Pentacles on the back of the deck, and the Ten of Cups right here. So, I mean, you saw this person, or at least this potential of what this could be, is like your end-all be-all. Like, this is the person I want to have in my life. This is the perfect person to be, to fill this role in my life. Because this doesn't necessarily need to be a romantic connection. This could be platonic as well. Yeah, you saw this Ten of Cups, man, like big time. And this, it's like you held on to this and what this could be for so long. But then over time, slowly but surely, things were revealed to you about this connection. Like this person's true colors, or the way that they handle conflict, or addictions, or I don't know, like certain things were like revealed to you through this connection. And I feel like you kind of, I don't want to say you ignored it, like you ignored red flags, because I almost feel like you were aware of them, but you were justifying them. You were, well, they're healing, or they have a past, or they struggle to accept love. And it's like you kept giving them the benefit of the doubt. Again, you kept loving them through it. But then just like, it just feels like instead of things getting better and reaching that Ten of Cups kind of energy, it went the other way, and it hit until things hit this tower, until like it all came to like a head. Like, that's the best way I can describe it. Is it's like you were drained, and then this tower happened. And now I feel like you're having a hard time like understanding what to do now, or like where to go with this, or like what this is, you know, what the purpose of this is, which is why you have trust. I mean, you have trust twice. Sagittarius' side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Sagittarius' side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Sagittarius' side of this connection, please. There's the Devil. You're conflicted now, ever since this tower. And you're conflicted because of the attachment. You've created an attachment to this person that has said, this is the only way I can be loved. This is the only way I can be happy. If this person, if this connection doesn't work out, or if this person doesn't reach their potential, or this connection doesn't reach their potential, I'm never going to have the potential that I see in this connection. And that is never true. Okay? First and foremost, no one specific person ever holds our ability to be happy and loved in the way that we deserve. Ever. Your ability to be loved and have the love that you are desiring and deserving of does not lie in the hands of one person in particular. It lies in your hands. You can't control other people. You can only control how you respond. But aside from that, I do feel like that's why you're very conflicted when it comes to this, is because you see that potential, but then you see how things are and have been. And you're like, there's this potential and there's everything that this could be. And obviously things aren't all bad. Like, sometimes this person shows up in this and things are really good, and I feel really good, and I feel really safe, and I feel really loved. But then they just turn around, and then these things happen, and then it just makes it feel like it's not worth it. But then I remember the potential, and I see the potential in them, and it makes it feel worth it again. And I feel like it's just this flip-flop back and forth, like I don't know what to do. And I get that. But there is a need to look at things from a bit of a bigger perspective here. Because like I said, there's more going on here than the surface. Sagittarius' side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. Sagittarius' side of the connection, one more. This is for Sagittarius' side of this connection. Sagittarius' side of the connection to the person they're dealing with. Whoop. Sagittarius' side of this connection. Could be dealing with an earth sign. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Again, you don't have to be. The thought of losing this connection, in particular, losing the potential that you see in this connection, is very scary for you. That makes you feel very afraid of what the future might hold, specifically in your relationships. This is my favorite depiction of the Nine of Swords that I've seen in a tarot deck, because it's like, you know, she's there, she's afraid of these kind of monsters, if you will, but you can tell by the way that it's drawn that they're not real, that the things that she's afraid of aren't real. Now, when I talk about like your fears not being real, that does not mean that your fears are not valid. You know, we have a tendency, especially when we're dealing with an attachment to an outcome, we have a tendency to think that if things don't go the way that we want them to, or think we need them to, or expect them to, that it's either going to be that or like worst case scenario. One of my favorite mantras is, it's this or something better. It's either this is going to work out and you're going to be able to receive the love that you deserve from this person, or you're going to learn what you need to be able to receive something better. And either way, it's a win. And so I feel like, you know, it's almost like there's this fear of losing this person that is outweighing how this makes you feel. Like how the draining that you feel, the reality of how things are now is being outweighed by the potential of what things could be. I talk about potential a lot in these readings because I know for myself and a lot of other people that we have a tendency to invest in potential. And when you invest in someone's potential, when you invest in who someone could be, you are literally investing in somebody that doesn't exist. And then we get frustrated when that person doesn't reach their potential, even though they've shown us all along who they really are and what they're really capable of. Now, this person has regrets. So let's see, because I'm not saying this connection is doomed. What I'm saying, and what I will always say, is that two people always have the ability to make it work in any connection. But both people have to be willing to do the work to make it work. And that is both on themselves individually and on the connection. So let's see. This person's energy towards Sagittarius, there are regrets with the Three of Swords. This person's energy towards Sagittarius, please. This person's energy towards Sagittarius, there are regrets with the Three of Swords. One more. This person's energy toward Sagittarius, please. This person's energy towards Sagittarius, please. And there it is. Whew. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is breaking down a lot. Lovers in reverse. There's that Judgment in reverse again. Tower in reverse and the Devil. This kind of feels like a separate message. But it ties in, so I'll hit on it. This person doesn't feel lovable. They don't feel good enough to be loved in the way that you have shown up with the unconditional love that you've provided this person in this connection. Because I do really feel like it's been like unconditional. Like the way that you've shown up, the way that you've invested in this has been unconditional. Regardless of how this person's shown up, you've still continued to show up in the best way you know how. And that right there, is the truth that you're needing to see. We cannot love anybody into loving themselves. People have to be willing to do the work to learn to love themselves first before they're going to be able to give or receive love. We can only do that to the extent we love ourselves. So this person's feelings of unlovableness is what made the Tower that exists, that happened, inevitable. It was the way that things unfolded in this connection were inevitable, because here's this Devil. Again. And so I feel, because there's the Knight of Wands in reverse, there's the World. So, I mean, it could be self-sabotage. I don't know. I don't want to go too far in that direction. But this person doesn't feel lovable or good enough for the love that you showed up with in this connection, or show up with in this connection. Now, I'm not saying that's something they are consciously, telling themselves. 95% of our movements, choices, and decisions stem from our subconscious. Only 5% of the way we interact with our reality is actually conscious thinking, conscious decision making. And so this person, has these unconscious, subconscious beliefs of being unlovable. And so consciously, they might very much want to make this connection work, but subconsciously, they don't feel lovable, so they're going to sabotage it, because then they don't have to risk the fear of them being unlovable being proven correct. So they'd rather just sabotage it than have to face that. This person's energy towards Sagittarius. But I feel like it's like they do things, like they sabotage, or they make certain decisions and then they regret it. They hurt you and then they regret it. And maybe they come back and they apologize. Or maybe, it'll never happen again, or I swear that I'll change, or whatever the case is. But then that never actually happens. All right, this person's energy towards Sagittarius, please. It's like they see the potential, right? They see the Ten of Cups just as much as you do, but that freaks them out. The more potential this connection had, the more afraid they become of it. The more they push it away, because the more that they see that they could get hurt. And I feel like that's the difference, right? The more potential you see, the more you give it everything that you have. The more potential they see, the more they don't. The more they withdraw, the more they run, the more they push away. Runner chaser dynamic, right? Pretty typical. But you can't change this about this person. You can't love someone into healing. You can support someone if they are actively making the choice to heal. It's the whole, like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, right? You can see all day long why this person isn't able to invest in this in the way that you would like them to. But I go back, I'm going back to how I said you have this unconditional love for this person. You can have unconditional love and empathy. You should have unconditional love and empathy for everyone that, you meet. You're being able to understand that everyone's doing their best to love and be loved, and that this person has a past that keeps them, from being able to accept love, so they push it away. Those are wonderful things to have. But you also can't confuse unconditional love and empathy with unconditional tolerance. You cannot tolerate people's behavior and treatment in the way that they invest in you because you understand their limits. You have to let people accept, let people who be who they are, accept them as they are, and then make your decision accordingly. It's like, then, adjust your distance accordingly. This person's energy towards Sagittarius, but they don't feel lovable. They don't feel good enough for what this connection provides them, and so they don't know how to handle it. I don't feel like they have the self-awareness or emotional tools to be able to handle it in a healthy way. This person's energy towards Sagittarius. Oh, okay. I want more on this. I'm pretty sure I know what it's saying. King of Swords in reverse with a Nine of Cups in reverse, but I want a little more. Okay. So this devil keeps popping out for them. And I feel like this devil is like this person that they turn into when they're feeling triggered. Like when they're experiencing this fear and this anxiety of getting hurt. And I feel like it can come out in the form of like maybe mental or emotional manipulation or abuse, even, like, depending on, the extent of your situation. But understand that when this person, because I don't feel like this is how they are all the time. I feel like this devil is who they are. And going back to what I said, because you had the Five of Wands with the devil, right? So if we look at it from the perspective of like, okay, this is when their devil comes out. Who had a reading like this? It was like only when their devil comes out or something like that. I think it was Virgo. It was an earth sign of some sort. So there might be something for you in that reading. I don't know if it was Virgo. So anyway, and I feel like that's why you're conflicted, is because things aren't bad all the time. Just when they kind of get into this energy, when they're feeling triggered and when they don't know how to handle it, and when they kind of get into that self-sabotage kind of energy. Maybe this is addiction, mental health. This could be anything. But I feel like when this devil kind of takes over, that's when they do hurt you. They start to drain you. This person's energy towards Sagittarius, please. This person's energy toward Sagittarius, please. This is interesting. Okay. Judgment in reverse, 10 of Cups. 8 of Swords. So we talked about how they see this potential, right? But then they have this 8 of Swords. in association with this potential, where they see what this could be, but they don't think that they are capable of it. They don't think they're deserving of it. They don't think they're good enough for it. And this might just be like not even necessarily for you in particular, but the potential that you both see in this connection. The unconditional love ultimately is what it is. Healthy, reciprocated, unconditional love. And if they don't feel deserving of receiving that or good enough or capable or that's possible for them, they're not going to be able to give it. And with the Judgment in reverse, again, that's what you're needing to see. One of the best things my therapist ever told me, and I've shared this in readings before, is that we cannot take it personally when other people are not capable of loving us in the way that we deserve, because it very little of the time does it have anything to do with us, and it has everything to do with their feelings of being unlovable or ungood enough. And maybe you know that, and maybe that's why you continue to show up as this Queen of Cups and love them through it, because you see where they struggle or how they struggle, or you have empathy for it. But again, that's where you're starting to put the love that you have for this person ahead of the love that you have for yourself. And that's where you've kind of gotten yourself into a bit of a sticky situation here. This person's energy towards Sagittarius, please. You're frustrated with the way they push you away. You're frustrated with their defensiveness. Because here's the Queen of Cups. So you're showing up as this Queen of Cups, right? You're showing up with this kind, nurturing, loving energy, and they're, no thank you. Here's my wall. Stay on that side. And you keep loving, and you keep showing up, and you keep giving this Queen of Cups energy, and they keep, reinforcing that wall that they have built. And I feel like that's where the majority of your frustration lies, is you're like, why won't you let me love you? I think that we often think that if we continue to love someone, eventually they're going to see that, we have value, even though they're not, like, if this person doesn't value themselves, right, which they don't value themselves, they're not going to be able to value you. But we think that if we continue to love them, regardless of the fact that they're struggling, that they'll eventually see our value and then heal and grow and learn because of the value that we have. Like, oh, I don't want to lose this, so I'm going to. People don't heal for other people. People don't change for other people. If someone isn't going to do something for themselves, they're not going to do it for somebody else at the end of the day. And so I feel like what you're needing to see is that this, first and foremost, if this connection, if you feel like you're being like kept from this connection in some way, shape, or form, you're being like, with this trust card, like, you're being divinely protected in this connection. The universe has your back in this connection. And the biggest thing that you're needing to focus on is the fact that, first and foremost, you cannot control this person. You can't control absolutely anything that they do. You can't control whether or not they heal. You can't control whether or not they stop sabotaging. You can't control this devil. You can't control the fact that they feel unlovable. You cannot control. There is literally nothing you can do to change any of those things. So, with that being said, what can you do? Because you cannot stay and continue to accept the energy that you're accepting in this connection, because it is affecting you. It's draining you. It's hurting you. So you can't stay where you're at. So what can you do? And that's me genuinely asking you that question. What do you need to do now moving forward that is going to protect yourself, your peace, and open you up to the love that you're truly deserving of? This person's energy towards Sagittarius. This person's energy towards Sagittarius. This person's energy towards Sagittarius, please. This person, the love that you provide in this connection actually makes this person feel more unsafe. Like, the unconditional love that you provide makes this person feel unsafe. The Judgment in reverse and the Hermit in reverse, they feel safer when they're withdrawn, when they're alone, when they're running. I mean, there's the Knight of Swords. And again, there is nothing you can do that can change that. The only thing that you can do is see what this is trying to teach you, trust that it's happening for your highest good, and that whether or not this connection works out, you still have the ability to be loved in the way that you're deserving of. The potential you see in this connection, you can still have, even if it doesn't come in the form of this connection. But yeah, I mean, with the Judgment in reverse, there's a lot that you're needing to see behind, like, what's really going on, because this person's stuck in their own cycle of running. You're stuck in this cycle of, you know, kind of chasing, accepting less than what you deserve, you know, allowing yourself to be drained, so on and so forth. So I feel like now it's like, what is the best thing for you to do? Okay, we're going to hop on over to the extended. I'm going to pull 9 different messages clarifying what is the deeper purpose of this connection and what is the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. We're clarifying trust the universe with the Judgment in reverse. Thank you so much, Sagittarius, as always, for your support of my channel. I do hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Sagittarius, I wish you absolutely nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Sagittarius.